This is the Business Report, brought to you with the compliments of CIBC First Caribbean.
As Barbadian householders and business people prepare for whatever tomorrow's budget day brings, President of the Barbados Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Eddie Abed, says the chamber is hopeful that the Minister of Finance will incorporate many of the recommendations that came out of the Fiscal Deficit and Foreign Exchange Working Groups. Ryan Broom has more.
Writing in the Chamber's monthly e-newsletter, Mr. Abed says businesses generally do not like uncertainty and are therefore wary of the budget. Referring to the recommendations from the Fiscal Deficit and Foreign Exchange Working Groups, he says anything less than the Finance Ministry's incorporation of those proposals can only be interpreted as a failure to act demonstrably so as to resolve Barbados' economic dilemma. He says the national debt is approaching 160% of GDP, and this has to be a key concern. Mr. Abed says under the circumstances, government should focus on balancing the budget to improve creditworthiness and reforming its operations as well as the economy to stimulate GDP and foreign exchange earnings growth. He says balancing the budget requires savings in the region of $750 million and, among other things, the Social Partnership has proposed taxation and revenue administration reform, government bureaucracy reduction and efficiency enhancement, divestment and reform of state-owned enterprises as outlined in the PwC report, and Barbados dollar debt refinancing. And in acknowledging the fact that general elections are also due in less than a year, Mr. Abed says it is imperative that government seizes the opportunity to lay out their proposals to problem solve rather than electioneer at a time when decisive and responsible leadership is needed. Ryan Broom for the Business Report.
Barbados' export of bulk sugar could end in another 3 years. The sugar will instead be packaged for local and export markets. Already some of the sugar produced from the harvest is packaged at Portville factory for local consumption. Production manager Michael Armstrong says that process is being expanded in a significant way.
We are at the stage now where we are developing the systems so that by 2020 we'll be reach a point of expansion where most of the sugar, if not all of it, would be packaged, bagged either in 1 ton, 25 kilograms or whatever size is required, and that would be stored and bonded for local and export conditions.
Mr. Armstrong believes demand for locally produced sugar will remain strong because of the quality of the product.
The growing conditions in Barbados, for example, assist in the flavor that you get from a sugar that has molasses on it. The regular sugar has an aroma and a flavor which is completely different to, for example, white sugar. White sugar hardly doesn't have any molasses on it, whereas regular sugar, as we would normally make here, has that film on it which gives it that aroma and also that flavor. So whether you're using it in beverages or if you use it in cooking, it always carries that flavor with it, and that's why the demand for it as such, because of the quality of it.
Time now to take a look at how stocks traded on selected exchanges across the region.
In Jamaica, Cable and Wireless Jamaica Limited was the volume leader with 268,988 units, followed by Pan Jam Investment Limited and NCB Financial Group Limited. In Trinidad, NCB Financial Group Limited was the volume leader with 102,000 shares valued at $402,900, followed by Ready Mix West Indies Limited and JMMB Group Limited. And in Barbados, Sagicor Financial Corporation Limited was the sole security, trading 51 shares at $2.45 each.